Why not?
I don't know. You might be right. Hey, Alan Cox Show After Hours line. Let's do something there. If you want to leave us a message, we got a lot of messages over our absence. You can always leave us one there. Let me find it here. It's 216-986-8903.
Oh, it's Bill from South Jersey. Hey, I'm calling.
You know Bill from South Jersey, right?
Yeah, he came to my Philly show at the Philly Helium.
Alan, it's Bill from South Jersey. Hey, I'm calling. So last week my daughter was on spring break, and we took her back to college, yesterday. And you guys also kind of had a short spring break, being off Thursday and Friday. And it occurred to me, I don't recall, and maybe I missed it, but I don't recall ever having heard a spring break story from Poundcake. And I'm sure that would be very interesting. So I'm calling to see if there were any spring break stories that Poundcake has, and he can tell us all what they are. Talk to you later.
Have we never heard?
I feel like I can tell his spring break stories.
Yeah, I talked about it.
Well, apparently
they're
Bill
the
in
same
South
one.
Jersey has never availed himself of one of your amazing spring break stories. What's the best one? Because I don't remember them either.
Well, the one I told on the show, there's a couple of them. I went to spring break, or I was on spring break, and we went to Panama City. I was 20. And they didn't care about anything out there. They let you drink on the beach if you wanted to. And that's when I was approached by that Christian guy who was trying to give us the word of Jesus during spring break.
Right.
And I ended up banging him.
In the car.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then there was another time, there was Gay Tuesday. And I made all the people we went down with, probably about 9 of us. We went to this gay club down there. I forget what it was called. But oddly enough, one of the friends we went with was wearing an Indians hat. And a person at the bar was like, "Hey, are you guys from Cleveland?" And my friend was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Get out of here." He was like, "I'm from Parma." I was like, "Damn it, everywhere I go." And so that was my way.
Why did that make you upset?
Because
he doesn't like to run into people from Cleveland.
I don't want any traces
when he's outside of the area.
Because I'm about to do my dirt.
No, but they didn't know you.
But he has ties here.
So what?
I don't know if I don't know.
You know, the vast majority of people in the greater Cleveland metropolitan area don't know us.
It's like 1 million people.
Yeah.
But at any rate,
It was a mental thing for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, he's my way in, so now he can at least buy me some drinks. So he was buying me drinks underage.
And even if he did know you, what were you worried he was going to find out about you that he wouldn't have already?
Well, because further in the story, he buys me drinks. We go back to the hotel room, which...
The Parma guy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He said he's from Parma, so he wasn't living there. I think he had he was from there, but he had like an apartment here with his partner. And so he was cheating, obviously. And we go back to our...
It sounds like you need to not tell their dirt.
Well, whatever.
It's just a guy from
Yeah,
Parma.
they should. If you, I think the moral of the story is if you see Poundcake on vacation, turn a tail and walk the other way.
This is 9 years ago, because it just popped up in my memories that they were on spring break. So yeah, this was like 9 years ago. So if he didn't find out he was cheating by now, y'all probably married with kids. That ain't my problem. So you're not allowed to have outsiders in your resort. You get like a wristband, and like you will get evicted, and your whole trip will be-
Evicted.
Yes, you will be out because you're not allowed to bring it, because they had people coming in raping, drugs, whatever. They don't want that in their resort. So I had to sneak them in. So I had to sneak them up through the service.
Wouldn't people who wanted to do raping and drugs be able to find an easy way to get a wristband?
Not if they... No, Alan. Wristbands are very, very difficult.
But it's just your accountability.
Who's doing the raping?
If the
Who's doing the raping?
Everything's all locked up. So if they get in there, that means someone on the inside had to let them in. And so
Who's doing the raping?
I brought this guy back through like the service elevator, and we go.
Yeah, aptly named.
We go up there and we get it on in my room.
It's going down.
Yeah.
And then when we're done, I had to sneak them out. I go back through the service elevator. There's 4 security guards in there, and I'm like trying to hide my wristband. I'm like, damn it, I don't want them to see me. Like,
This is like a whole Mission Impossible
Yeah.
type thing. It was Mission Impossible.
and so the one security guard looks at me and he's like, "Hey, where your wristband?" I said, "Right here." He looks at the other guy, the guy I brought back, and he's like, "Where's your wristband?" And he said, "I'm with him." I'm like, "No, I don't know this dude." Like, and he was like,
There was no way to have a +1?
No, you are not allowed to have any plus ones. Everyone who's in your room stays in your that's it. You're not allowed to bring guests.
Because they also don't want people putting 30 people in a room.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but like people in your,
I never once went on spring break, so I don't know the rules.
You can hang out with people that are in your resort, but you can't bring people from another resort into yours.
You would have to go like outside to a neutral
Yes,
area.
that's what the clubs
Like
and the
the
beaches are
car.
for.
Oh, okay.
At the beach.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
car.
Yeah, that's why I was doing all the extra stuff in the car. But so
Yeah, I guess I've been to resorts where you have the wristband, but I didn't remember it being so stringent.
Well,
then
this is
again,
just for spring
out.
break.
I wasn't out. Catting for tail either. But.
And by the way, these resorts do not care about us. Like we're short plates. Like we had like the wrong silverware. We had like 1 million spoons but no forks. Like we were calling down. They're like, yeah, we'll get right on that. Like they didn't.
You know, if you have spoons, you can eat the same things you would eat with a fork.
Oh, you can't eat your chicken with a spoon? Okay, grow up.
It's just that we were missing like kitchen necessities, and we didn't.
If you
have
had only knives, that might be tough.
No, you can still stab. Unless it's like rice.
I mean, like pudding or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, rice.
Yeah, so the security guard was looking at the guy, and he was like, "Are y'all leaving?" And I'm like, "Yep." And he's like, "You just got by," because I was getting ready to psych you. I'm like, "Yep." And he was like, I just gave him the look, like, "Don't say anything," and then he got out.
Because they caught you on the out, not on the in.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like I told him that we were leaving, so I did not walk up the service. I didn't go up the service elevator anymore that entire trip. I walked up, and we were on like the 20th floor, so I had to walk up like a bunch of steps. I was all out of breath every time because I told them I
Didn't
left.
they have a regular elevator?
They did, but I didn't.
Oh, you just were trying to do anything to avoid the security guards.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid the security guards. I didn't think of them being in the service elevator. I took the one in the way
They were
back.
one step ahead of you.
Yeah.
They've been there longer than you have. They know all the tricks.
Yeah, that hallway has a flickering light. I was like, man, ain't nobody on this elevator. Nobody's ordering room service on spring break.
That's how they lure you into a false sense of security.
Yep, I was on
They
there.
put in a flickering bulb, so people go, oh, come on.
Okay.
Let's sneak down this poorly lit alcove here.
It was 4 of them. I was like, oh my God, this is real bad. I put my hand in my pocket real quick.
So, Bill in Jersey, the answer
Yeah.
is no. He
No.
doesn't have any good stories
No,
about spring
does not.
break.
No.
No,
He got
I mean-
serviced in an elevator.
My friend accused her one ex-boyfriend that she snuck in of stealing her wallet, and she was like, you did, you were always just an a-hole to me, and blah blah blah. Turns out she left it on the bar. So she called the police and accused this guy for no reason.
That makes a tense trip home.
No, she snuck him into the resort. He was not with us.
Oh, he was just a...
And so she was like, I let you in. I let you betray my trust, and you do this to me again, Jeremy. She called the police, filed a police report. She's like, I'm sick of this douchebag.
But she said, I let you betray my trust. How is it his fault? That's called consent.
But he really didn't steal it though. Like so she goes down to like the club across the street, and she's like, oh, my phone and my wallet were sitting right there the whole time. And she accused this dude, pretty much like ruined his life, probably gonna get arrested in Florida. He's black. And so yeah, so that was a whole ordeal. I don't want to go down with those people ever again.
Wow. Well, they got a good laugh out of Poundcake over it.
Well, I was scared.
This guy got arrested.
Because I was like, how dare you invite these people from outside into our room? Like, you could get us evicted.
You know, Poundcake, that guy got like 5 years. He was wrongfully... It's not funny. He was wrongfully...
Should have took the service elevator.
The service elevator. Oh, no. Boy, that's got to suck. If you unfairly accuse someone, and in that accusation, all of these things you really think about them come out.
Oh, yeah.
And then they go, oh, I found my phone and my wallet on the bar. And the guy's
About
like,
that.
cool. Anywho,
Really?
you think I'm an a-hole and a jag-off, and how you... What were her words? I let you betray my trust?
I can't believe I let you take advantage of me and betray my trust.
I see. I figured let you take advantage... Let you betray my trust was probably a Poundcakeism in his paraphrasing of the encounter. Well, there you go. So if you're a Christian and you find yourself on a beach in Hilton Head,
Oh,
where
he was so cute. He was quoting like Bible verses. I'm like, yeah, say it one more time. Windows all fogging up.
Ew.
sure,
It was.
no, I believe you.
And then he gonna write me a long paragraph. Hey, so didn't plan for it to go that far, but we're all sinners. I'm like, man, shut your ass up. This is your whole scheme. He goes from beach to beach.
I've never done this before, but
I was like, stop trying to hide behind the word of God before you get struck down by lightning.
He sends you a message. He's like, just like Christ, I'd like a second coming.
Yeah, it is crazy how people. Let me play this because I think I have time. I love this. This is my favorite clip that I've seen in a while. There's a woman who is running for Secretary of State in California. She's kind of foxy, youngish. And they asked her, she's like crazy, emphasis on the crazy, like crazy, super Jesus-y, right? And so they asked her, why did you decide, simple question, why did you decide to run for Secretary of State? This was her answer. And there's a lot to unpack here, but, you know.
First of all, I'm a prophetic dreamer.
So she goes, I'm a prophetic dreamer. First off, I'm a prophetic dreamer.
What's her name?
God, I forget her name. I'm a prophetic dreamer. Rachel Hamm, Hamm is her name. Rachel Hamm.
So I had spent a lot of 2019 and 20 having a lot of political dreams that I was in office. And because...
By the way, for those of you who are not crazy Bible thumpers, prophetic dreamers are people who believe that they're, back in the Bible when people thought the sun could eat them, the prophetic, they would have a dream and think that it portends the future, right? Basically, in modern times, you work backwards from what you want and then say you had a dream about it and it all came true.
As our youngest son, Ezekiel, is a seer, I went and got him. And I said, hey...
All right, and her youngest son is a seer. He can see things, right?
We all...
There's a lot of things.
Okay.
Seer of angels.
We're not all seers.
Can you look around
Rick
and see
wasn't
what
a
you're
seer.
seeing? Because I get a kick out of hearing him describe, what he sees. And so I said, let me know if you see anything. And then he goes into the closet, which is where I had been when I was praying. And he said, whoa. And his eyes got like big as saucers. And he kind of like started backing away. You've got a really big guy in your closet. And he'd never had that reaction ever to an angel. And then he said, and he has
he'd never had that reaction to an angel before.
A scroll in his hand. And so I was like, then he came with a message. Like, what is the message? And the message was a commissioning. So at the very end, I asked him what his name was, because I thought, what angel is this, And he said, Emmanuel. That wasn't an angel. That wasn't an angel. That was Jesus himself. And so that's why I'm running for Secretary of State. So it's kind of a unconventional answer that I honestly get mocked for, but by the other side of this war.
As you should.
Yeah, right. So anyway, a long story short, TLDR, Jesus was in her closet with a scroll that said, run for California Secretary of State.
And her son.
First of all,
why are they praying in the closet?
Why was she praying in the closet? A. B, if her kid is a seer and she's relying on him, why didn't he know it was Jesus? Why hasn't DCFS come and taken her children, by the way?
That's scary. Just got
my
just
God.
sitting in your closet. You just open it up and he's like, just hand you something.
So, yeah, these people should be nowhere near any kind of government office. I mean, I don't think she has any illusions about winning, but these are not people who have any interest in public service. These are people who want to create a theocracy, right? She calls people who think rationally the other side in this war, because it's a war to them, right? If you don't believe that Jesus had a scroll in a closet telling you to run for the Secretary of State of California. Listen, I grew up very Catholic, right? We all grew up in very religious childhoods. Mary had the speaking in tongues. Mm-hmm. Bill grew up Mormon. I grew up very Catholic. Altar boy. Mass 7 days a week. I was a good kid, right? Class clown, but I was a good kid. I was polite. I was well behaved. You can make an argument that I was somewhat Christ-like due to my considerable time under the whip. Mm-hmm. But I believed in all the stuff I was supposed to believe in. Jesus never said a goddamn word to me. Not one syllable. In a closet, in an alcove, in a vestibule, nowhere, in a portico.
Let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
Are you a seer?
No, I'm not a seer.
From what I understand, the way you've talked about things, you're more of a shower.
Yeah, that is true. All right, listen, I've got to take a break. If you want to text 35192 to do that, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox